What up, nerds? We're back. So, first to start off, I did reinstall the cover plate here, the optics cut cover plate, because I had another range outing, and I didn't want just the bare, you know, the bare surface flapping out there in the breeze. So I put that back on. Uh, I had the broken screws extracted by a company out here by me called Blackwing Shooting Center. They are a range, and they also have gunsmithing. They turned this around in one day. I could not believe it. I did. I'm not going to say how much they charged me. They actually charged me less than they should have. Um, but shout out to them for a really fast turnaround. So that was awesome. Um, Now the CNH warranty. Guess what happened there? So I emailed them. Look, no dead screws. Awesome. So I emailed them, went back and forth a little bit. Uh, Long story short, Ian, shout out to Ian at CNH. He was able to hook me up with a new adapter plate, and not only the screws that come with this, but two extra screw kits. I have no idea why, but thanks. So I will be using, one of these that comes in this packaging because maybe they're newer. I don't know. He didn't say. But I will be using these screws that come in this extra packaging, which, by the way, is different packaging from their additional screw kit, which I actually have in the Holosun box because, I don't know, I just figure it makes sense to keep everything in there. This is what their replacement screw kit looks like, and it looks like the same screws, but for whatever reason, I got two of these, so I'm just going to use what comes in here because, I don't know, maybe I should trust that more. They didn't say. These screws they come pre-Loctited, so I'm not going to use, the Loctite that I have on hand. We're just going to trust this stuff. Black Sharpie paint pen, oil-based paint pen for staking. White Sharpie oil-based paint pen for witness marking. And we are going to torque it down. I've got it set to, like, I don't know, 14 or 13 inch-pounds, something like that. A little bit over 10, a little bit under 15, which is the max they recommend. So we're going to try to shoot for something right in the middle. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get some acetone and clean this off. This slide, that's what they recommend in their installation videos. So I'll do that. While I clean this off with acetone, by the way, I'm just using something I got off of Amazon. It's just 100% acetone, nothing else, and then a clean shop towel. So while I clean this off, I want to tell you about CNH's warranty. Excellent warranty. They actually do have in-house gunsmithing services if something like this should happen. So you don't actually have to do like I did and, find your own gunsmith and pay him out of pocket. Well, you'd probably still have to pay them out of pocket, actually. They charge, I think he said $45 for gunsmithing. And basically you can just mail your slide out and they'll do that. They'll take the broken screws out. I'm also going to do the bottom of this guy, just in case. And I'm going to also do the same with the adapter plate, the new adapter plate. Whew, that stuff is smelly. So what am I bummed about? They did not reimburse me for the gunsmithing that I had done. A, it cost more than their $45, I believe is what they said. And B, they don't reimburse for services they do in-house. So that was a bummer, but, I get it. It's whatever. I spent more out of pocket than I would had I sent it to them. But at the same time, I got this gun turned around in one day, and I was able to go out and shoot that weekend, which was important to me. So, it is what it is. I guess you get the good with the bad, right? So there's the adapter plate on. Here's the Holosun 508T, and just want to make sure that's clean. Put that puppy on there, and we're going to use this bag of screws. All right, there they go. And this is going to be hard for you to see, but trust me. So there's one screw that goes in. There's the other screw. And we'll go ahead and kind of do one until it's snuggish, and we'll do the other one until it's snuggish. I know this camera work is great, isn't it? Okay. So while I'm doing this, I know I'm just making sure everything is sitting down flush the way it's supposed to. You say to make sure before you start torquing it, make sure it sits flat. All right, so while I do this, one thing about this Holosun, the 508T, what do I think about it? I like it. My one complaint with it is that I wish you could keep it in auto mode while having the controls locked out. All right, so these are both torqued. Now we're gonna stake them. So I went to a night shoot, and one thing that surprised me the first time using this guy under nods, one thing that surprised me was in auto mode at night, it actually knows, it's smart enough to throw the dot in a night vision setting. That really surprised me. What setting was it? Because I think there's, what, 2 or 3 night vision settings? I have no idea, but it definitely was a night vision setting, and it worked flawlessly until I bumped one of the buttons and turned it off at some point during the night. So I went through a course of fire. We're engaging, well, it was actually rifle to pistol transitions under nods, and we're just oh, one of the kids turned off the lights. Hang on. Okay, back to me. So, what was I going to say? I'm going to have so many cuts in this video. So, the course of fire was engaging steel plates. I believe they were just 6 or 8 inch circles, you know, not too far away, while advancing, and then a rifle to pistol transition in there at some point. So, at some point, I bumped one of the controls and turned off the dot, and I didn't realize it. I'm like, what's wrong with these nods? I can't find my dot. So, but you know, in the moment, I was able to finish the course of fire using the backup irons, which, you know, on the SIG DH3 are tritium, so I was able to see them passively under nods. So that worked out. I was able to finish the course of fire and then figure out, oh, at some point I've bumped the buttons and turned this guy off. So I don't know, it happens. So that's my only complaint. I really wish there was a way to keep it in auto mode with still locking out the controls. So the only way you can do that is in manual mode on these dots, and I think that's dumb, but it is what it is. So these paint pens are kind of tricky too. I keep bumping the camera, sorry about that. If you've not used one, the easiest way to get them started, because if they're brand new, you'll notice, hey, no paint, what the heck? Well, you shake it up a lot, and then you just press down on a paper towel like this, or something that you don't care if it gets dirty. And the tip actually, here, I'll show you. The tip actually goes in, so you can see it moving. I'm not stabbing my thumb there. The tip actually goes in, and eventually, with shaking and pressing and stuff like that, there, the paint will come out. So, whoops, what we're gonna do, and this will probably be harder for you to see, and it is also hard for me to see, we're just gonna paint the inside of the screw hole here. We're gonna make sure paint fills up that void. Oh, and I was gonna show you, look how small the screw heads are compared to the countersink of the hole. There's maybe, I don't know, like half a millimeter of gap there, and I don't know why. The other screws that it comes with have a taller head. I'll show you those. These guys here, well, they're taller, but the head is wider as well. So why is it that way? I don't know. But these are the custom-made fancy screws that they had made for this application. So it must be the right thing. So I'm gonna try to stake these here, and you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but just take my word for it, it's happening. I need to get an additional light. BRB. All right, so I got an additional light so I can actually see in here. So you won't be able to see this, but I will, so just deal with it. I'll show you when I'm done. In the video on their website, their how-to video, their installation video, they actually use a medium tip, but the problem is I can't, there's not a lot of room to work with. If this was like an RMR or something like that, I'm sure it would work fine with a medium point pen, but I had to get a fine point for this. Okay, all right. Looky in there. There is paint all around the head of the screw. I hope that comes through clearly. Maybe I'll hit the, there we go. So you can see. Now I'll do the same on the other side. You can tap it to get it flowing again. All right, that is it. So they are both staked with oil-based paint. And we'll let that dry, and then we'll come back with the white pen and witness mark it. Basically, you just, draw a line from the head of the screw into the body of the optic so that it intersects with both of them. And if a screw starts backing off, you'll say, oh, hey, my marks aren't lining up, so something's wrong. So I'll give this a while to dry, and we'll come back and witness mark it. All right, so this has had a little bit of time to dry, so we're gonna go ahead and witness mark it. And again, same thing, sorry for the poor camera work, but this is the best way I can figure to do it. Okay, got the left side. And the right side. All right, so check that out. Now, basically, you have a little dot on the screw and a little dot next to it on the housing of the optic. So if one of those screws starts to back off, I will be able to see it and hopefully catch it in time. So that's how that works. So yeah, witness marked, staked, torqued, cleaned off with acetone, so there's no goofy oils or anything like that that's going to get in the way of a nice solid fit. So I'll take that out and shoot it and let you know how that goes, if there's any problems, if it hits me in the head again or what. But just to wrap up, CNH, they've actually been awesome. Like I said, I don't know what happened before, if maybe if I goofed something up on the install or just bad run of screws, who knows. But they've been great to deal with. Bummer they didn't reimburse me for the gunsmithing, but at the same time I needed to get this thing back up as soon as I could, and Blackwing here in Ohio was able to get me back up and running next day. So shout out to Blackwing too. Anyway, I will let you know how it goes. Other than that, let me know if you want to see other stuff, plate carrier stuff, belt stuff, whatever else I'm working on, if it's gear. Yeah, so let me know if you want to see shooting videos too. I don't have a GoPro set up, but I don't know, I've been thinking that might be fun to do, just to at least watch myself goof up and learn from that. and as well as catch funny things on video, like when this dot hit me in the head. I'm sure that was hilarious if anybody were watching. Well, people were watching, and it was funny. So, anyway, that's that. Later, nerds. So, quick note about backup irons. When this dot turned off during that night shoot, I was able to complete the stage with the irons because I could still see them passively with nods. And when the dot flew off and hit me in the head, I was also then able to complete the stage uh, because I had these backup irons. So I used to be sort of like, I don't need backup irons. That's, who cares? I'm going to be high speed and low drag with my dot. But after those two experiences, within like 2 weeks of each other, I think I'm pretty much sold. You kind of should probably have backup irons. Even if you're not, going into the trenches of Ukraine or whatever, just to complete the stage. I mean, it was worth it. So that's me. Your mileage may vary, but you should do that. Later, nerds.